today. Today we're going to talk about after update and after insert flow. What is the limitation of them and how to create one and what are the use cases to use those kind of flows. And in the last video we already looked at before insert and before update and their limitations. So if you are not familiar, please go check out that video as well. Alright, so let me start with the use case. So whenever you are creating related records or updating related records, then you want to use after update and after insert. So the use case would be if you are creating an account and you want to automatically create an opportunity. So if the account rating is hot, you want to create an opportunity linked to that account. The reason being, before insert, you don't have the ID of the record yet because the record hasn't been created yet. So that's where you're going to use after create, because once the record is already committed to the database and you now have the ID of the account to then connect that opportunity to. Or another use case would be on the creation of opportunity or on updating opportunity to different stage, you want to create other record related to opportunity like task, for example. So that would be a use case for after update flow or trigger as well. All right, so let's look at how to create one. So I'm going to show you how to do the first use case, which is creating an opportunity if the account rating type is hot. So we already have a record is created, and after the record is saved, selected, choose object. In this case, it's going to be account. And as you can see the difference here, we have all the elements available as opposed to before flow. So, and the decision of obviously I don't want to create opportunity for all the accounts. So the decision is rating. So rating equal to hot, and same concept, we have record dot rating equals hot, and that's my decision. And what I want to do is create a record. Create opportunity. I just want to create one, and the multiple will get tricky with after flow because after insert flow, because in order to do a multiple record creation, you need a record collection. In order to do that, you need to loop through a collection of whether records or variables to then insert them together. For after insert, that wouldn't be possible unless you want to use an apex to define those variables, because when you initialize a for loop, you won't have anything to initialize it over because it doesn't exist. So for now, let's keep it 1 and use separate variables. And what I want to create is opportunity. So select opportunity and make sure you have all the required fields. So close date, I'm going to say that's today. Add field, and another field I want to add is name. That's required as well. Maybe just for fun, I just want to name it the same name as account. And you can get creative here. You can use a formula like my last video, define the name there, and the stage name. So when they're hot, I want to make their stages as qualification. I think those are all the required fields. And obviously, very important is the account ID, because it needs to be connected to that account that we're creating. Here we are going to say record, and then we will have the account ID. And that's it, hit done. Let's connect this together. And you can have multiple decisions, and again, as a best practice, try to have all the actions based on that condition in the same flow. So if you have one create after create flow, try to have all those conditions, all those different record creation in the same flow, which is easier to debug and also easier maintenance. Account update, insert after, and add a nice description there. Save, and I'm going to activate it as well. And then now test it out. So let's every account, create a new account. Just gonna name it 4567, whatever. Rating is hot. That's the driving criteria for it. And hit save. Now it should create an opportunity with that account name. The reason you are seeing test flow qualification because I have another opportunity flow which is kind of updated my opportunity name here and the qualification stage like we set in our flow, the new flow. Okay, so that's how you will use after insert. What about after update? So I do have an example. I want to quickly walk you through that. And that's like a little bit more complex than this one because I'm using loop in there. So let's look at after update. So what I'm doing here is zoom in a bit. Okay, so here it's after the record is saved and a record is updated. So what my decision element here is if the record.billingcity is not null. So what I'm trying to do is anytime somebody goes and updates the account billing city, update all the contacts billing city to the same. It's not a real use case, but I just wanted to show this example. And the reason I wanted to show this is also because of that limitation. You cannot really say you don't have access to trigger.old map and new map here. You cannot compare what was the old value versus the new value using any of this formula, which makes it hard for an after update for the same reason as of before, because now in this case anytime somebody updates the account and if this condition is met, this will fire. I haven't figured out a way to bypass that other than using a process to do that, to use those other formula. Okay, so anyway, so billing city is not null, it done, and then I am getting the account, all the contacts that belong. So basically, same scenario, we are getting account ID equals record.id, so that's the account ID. I'm getting all the contacts, and then I'm looping through those contacts because I need to update all those contact records at once. So while looping through them, and this is also a new Summer 20 functionality, I have a video on that as well. You loop through them and then assign that loop variable dot mailing city, because in contact you have mailing city equals billing city, and then you add all those looping variables into a new variable, new collection variable, list contacts, add that loop contact, and then you can update everything at once here. So since it was update and we know that contact already exists for that account, it was straightforward to loop through. But if it was create, if the account is just getting created, it probably doesn't have a contact yet, so you cannot use this in that situation. So this is specifically for after the record is saved and the record is updated and not created. Okay, I hope that helped you to understand the differences between those two, and I'll post the link to these notes as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions.